tribe? How are you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12, Episode 1. It is the premiere, you guys. Alright. Now, y'all know how we do. We have to start off with the entrances. So the first person to come through is Britta. She's from New York, and she's actually her father's from Togo. Not Samoan, but oh shoot, I just had it. I'ma get it anyway. Like Hawaii and Togo and Samoa, that whole area right there. I'll get it. It'll come to me in a second, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, Britta was on a show. I don't know if anybody, I'm sure y'all do, because y'all watch drag like I watch drag, so drop it in the comments, because I really don't remember the name of the show, but I think it came on Fuse TV, and it was like a reality type show about drag queens in New York, and Nina West was actually on there. I remember Nina West last season. She was on that show, and then Britta was on that show, and I remember Britta had just, when that show was on, she hadn't been doing drag that long, but she has a theater background, and it's funny because some of the stuff we saw in this episode, you saw on there, like she's not good with choreography, and like she said, she performs with a dance, it's like a all girl drag group that they perform, and she said she's the last one to get the choreography, and they show that on the show that she is not the best at choreography, but she definitely has a theater background. She has done Broadway shows and toured Broadway, and so she has that background, and I remember her from that show. She also was dealing with some insecurity with her weight, so I don't know if that's going to come up or not. Widow, who I'll get to her in a second, she kept making comments about, them being big girls and stuff, and I think Widow is very secure in who she is, but at least then Britta was very insecure because she hasn't always been a thick girl. So we'll get to that. Anyway, but we have Miss Britta. Nikki Doll is from New York. She's from France, so she's only been in the country. She's been in the country, I want to say she said less than a year. So and she's definitely dealing with some language barriers. In her confessional, she would say things, and they would have to, the producers would have to kind of tell her how to pronounce it correctly and stuff like that. But so we have Miss Nikki Doll. Widow Von Du is from Kansas City. Widow is a big girl. She is here. She is loud. She knows who she is. She is confident in who she is. Okay. We're going to get back to Miss Widow, honey. Jackie Cox is also from New York. Now, when they got to the third New Yorker, I was like, okay, this is what we not going to do. We not get ready to sit here and have a whole bunch of daggone New York queens like they like to do. But that's 3. New York. That's 3. Heidi in the Closet. Now, Heidi is from a small town in North Carolina. Let me tell y'all something. I lived in North Carolina for 6 years, and I don't know where this place is. I never heard of Ramsey, North Carolina. She said that the chickens outnumber the people, and I tend to believe her. I'd be interested. I mean, I could always Google it, I'm sure, but I'd be interested to find out what's the closest large city to where she is. But she is definitely from the country. She reminds me, and again, y'all are gonna have to help me. Y'all know I'm bad with names, but a couple of seasons ago, she reminds me of the young queen. A couple of seasons ago, young black girl, young black queen, and she did All Stars. And when she came back on All Stars, she was a lot more polished, but definitely reminds me a lot of her. Great personality, a great performer, but seems like she's not 100% polished. If y'all know what I'm saying, it'll make sense as we keep going along. Gigi Good, she is from California. She's from LA. Crystal Method, and she's also from Missouri. So we got 2 queens from Missouri, you guys. She's from Springfield, Missouri. But Widow Von Du knew her as soon as she walked in. She was like, oh, I know her. And she's like, she is fierce. Now, she came in, I didn't really get into the looks, y'all, but she came in with like a clown thingy, and then her makeup, you can definitely tell she knows what to do with the makeup, honey. She definitely knows what to do with the makeup. I ain't get into all the looks, y'all. Somebody came in as a pirate, somebody came in as a cheerleader. Heidi came in like she was on her way to church. Widow had the whole old school Patti LaBelle mohawk thing going on. I mean, y'all know how they do, honey. Y'all know how they show up. Okay, I'm not getting. Look, we're gonna have 3 more opportunities for me to get into looks, so I ain't getting into all of the entrance looks. Okay. So after they got to Miss Crystal Method, y'all know they waiting for the next queen, and all of a sudden the siren goes off. RuMail. They were like, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of us. What is going on here? So Ru comes out and Ru says, "Hey, we're gonna do this in 2 parts. So you ladies will be doing the first mini challenge. Y'all'll meet y'all'll meet the second set of queens later, but you ladies are going to start the show off." And so the first mini challenge is it's going to be a 2-part premiere. The first mini challenge is they have to do they're doing fashion week, and they have to give us a spring look and a fall look. And so they have it's Michelle, Raven, Carson, Ru, of course, and then they have like these imitation Kim Kardashian West and Kanye West sitting there like they're on the front row of the fashion show. It's funny because poor Raven is just sitting there like, Ru just asked me to sit in for a minute. Like, she was already there doing Ru's, makeup and stuff, and she was just like, I guess I'm all right. Like, she was totally, I mean, she really looked like she was totally not here for it. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It just looked like she was a last minute, like, okay, we need somebody else. Raven, go get in some makeup real quick and come sit down. Like, it just looked so weird. Anyway, so our first runway look, and it's funny because it seemed like the whole night they went in the same order. So we have Britta. Britta came out. She had this nice blue dress on, very very elegant, very cinched. She's got that thickum thing going. She's very cinched. And it was a beautiful dress. It really was. It was a beautiful dress, and it had sort of like it was like a turquoise blue with like the green. It had like a train. It was pretty. It was beautiful. Nikki Doll came in in this purple outfit. I'm just gonna read y'all my notes because it was way too many looks. Okay, I wrote I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Whatever it was, I didn't like. Widow came through with this whole neon jumpsuit. She had this whole hip hop vibe going. She had this whole hip hop vibe thing going. She came out, doing her thing. Jackie O gave us this whole 1960s retro, and I wrote I loved it. I loved it. Now by the end of this episode, but I loved it the first time I saw it. Heidi, Genie, she came out in this whole genie in a bottle thing. Her face was covered, and she opened it up, and it was very flowy, and it was beautiful until she was walking off the runway, and that the daggone hat came off, and the wig, I guess the wig was attached to the hat or whatever this thing was. But let me tell you what she didn't do. She didn't panic. She did not pause. She continued to walk. Okay, I know she was mortified on the inside, but she did not let it show. Okay, that's what you do. That's what you do, Heidi. Gigi Good. I can't read my handwriting. I think that says rich. I can't read my handwriting, but I wrote it was a pink and yellow outfit. My bad. It starts with an R. What the hell did I write? I really feel like it said something about rich outfit. I don't know. Maybe it was rich lady tees. I don't know. Then we had Crystal Method, and she had a jumpsuit. It was a pretty jumpsuit. Very, was flared out and looked like it was like a little silk with some print on it, whatever. It was really pretty. I thought it was pretty. All right. So, that was the spring look, honey. That was the spring look. Now, the fall looks. Okay. Britta. She came out again in another cinched dress, and it sort of looked like it had like it was like a black patent leather to sort of give like a I guess like an oil slick. That's how it was described, like an oil slick. Oil slick thingamabob. Nikki Doll wore my favorite outfit out of this whole runway. She had this black and white tailored suit, bitch. For me, everything. Widow Von Du came out in this new dress. Didn't like it. That color was not good for her skin tone. The dress may have worked in a different color, but I did not like that color at all. Gigi came out with this whole horse jockey thing. I ain't like it. The judges loved it. Whatever. I didn't like it. Crystal Meth had, she had on this sweater dress that was like very Freddy Krueger. It had like the safety pins and it was the color scheme of the Freddy Krueger. And she had this whole Halloween thing going. It was really cute and really creative. Her makeup is really cute and creative, but it's very campy. It's very over the top and extra, which some would say that's what drag is. But y'all know Michelle is going to get sick of that at a certain point. Y'all know Michelle is going to want to see some other stuff. She already sort of threw it out there, but we'll get to that. So, they did the runway. That was the mini challenge. I don't remember them saying who won. I don't think anybody won it. I don't remember if they said it. Put it in the comments, because I don't remember hearing them say it. Now, the main challenge, it was a bunch of reveals and people doing death drops and, everybody, because again, it is a competition and the competition starts now. Just because it's the first challenge, it doesn't mean you don't give it up. So I think we had about 3 reveals. And like I said, we had a good old death drop. I don't think I mentioned, Heidi. I done skipped all around this thing. Jackie came out. She had another 60s outfit on. I liked it. But once again, it's that same 60s retro aesthetic. Again, I like it, but I hope that's not what we're going to get every single look. But, okay. And then Heidi had this jumpsuit on with a peplum little thingamabob, and she was the one that did the death drop. Widow had a reveal. She tore off the peplum of her dress, and it became a pantsuit. And then Britta had a reveal where not a reveal so much, but she was able to take her train off. And again, I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at none of them. I'm not mad at none of them, okay? Although, a part of me misses the days where they had to make everything. A part of me misses that. Because everything is so done, and it almost becomes a competition of who can afford the nicest outfits. You know what I'm saying? But when everybody had to make their own outfits, yes, it was a disadvantage to the girls who couldn't sew. But after like season 1 or 2, you knew you needed that skill. I don't know. It's sort of a 61 hand, half a dozen any other, but whatever. So the main challenge was that they were adding their own verse. RuPaul dropped a single this week called "I'm That Bitch." RuPaul does not miss an opportunity to cross promote, honey. So she got a new single out, and they are all writing a verse to "I'm That Bitch," and they're gonna have to do choreography, group choreography. Now, what I found interesting is that challenge is usually reserved till later in the competition. Like, matter of fact, that's usually something that they do the last couple of challenges. So I found it very interesting that they did that early on, which makes me think that they'll be doing some different things later on this season, some different types of challenges. At least I hope. I hope we're not going to see the same. I mean, for the exception of Snatch Game, I hope we're not going to see a bunch of the same challenges that we always see. Like, we know we're going to get a Snatch Game. You know what I mean? So they did a smart thing. They asked who can dance, who can choreograph, and who can dance. So they kind of had an idea of what people's skill sets were. And what we found out was that Widow and Heidi both have experience with choreography, so they let them take the lead. Now, Widow said, look, I've been watching this show long enough to know that could go left or that could go right. Because if I go out here and I knock this choreography out the box, then, of course, I'm good. But if they go out here looking like who did it and why, then the question is going to be, who put this together, and then I'm thrown under the bus. So she was very aware of that, being in that position. Now, they got out there and they got ready to choreograph, and they didn't like the choreography that Widow was putting together. Everything she threw out, they were like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. Everything that Heidi was throwing out, oh no, I don't know how to do. I mean, she was like, can you crunk? No, I can't crunk. Can you twerk? No, I can't twerk. Can you walk in a straight line? I mean, damn. My thing was, what was frustrating me was that some of these people weren't even trying. Like, you're not even going to pretend. You're not even going to try like you can do this. Like, that bothers me, because it's the first challenge and y'all are already setting limitations on what you can and can't do. Now, I know part of it might be, oh, I'm scared or I'm nervous, but baby. So then everybody wanted to start throwing their 2 cents in. Well, maybe we should do it like this. Maybe we should do it like that. Well, I think we should try this. Well, I think we should try that. And Widow was like, the irritation was here. It was all in her face. And my thing was, I felt it, because you tell me to do something and then you don't let me do it. And what was pissing me off even more is then when she sort of expressed that, then it was, well, you weren't taking charge. I was taking charge. Y'all wouldn't let me be in charge. See, two different things. I was taking charge. Y'all wouldn't let me be in charge. So, then it ended up being, well, Widow was like, well, I tell you what, I will step out of it. Heidi, you got this. And again, you could tell that Widow was irritated and pissed off, but I think Widow's mindset was, I'm just going to go out here and I am going to rock this shit. Period. So, I'm sorry. So, they came out. So, of course, when they were backstage getting themselves together, we always got to have that conversation. So, the conversation on this particular episode surrounded, who was it? Jackie and her culture. She was very much into, she's Persian. And so she was explaining how it was hard for her to come out and be her authentic self, because Iran, where her family is from, being gay is still something that is punishable by death. And so it was, she was very cautious about coming out. It was very hard for her to come out. And then Nikki, is it Nikki? I know I'm still learning their names, y'all. Yeah. Then Nikki was saying the same thing about Morocco when she grew up in Morocco. Now, Morocco is an African country, even though people would have you not remember that, but it's on that continent, Africa. And she was saying the same thing. She said it wasn't until she got back to France where she felt comfortable coming out in her authentic self. And so, and I don't mean any disrespect by using the she pronoun, but I can't. So please don't nobody be offended. I'm just speaking when they're in drag as she. Okay. Now, so that was sort of the conversation, and they were just talking about, even though things are really hard here in the United States, for a gay man, please, or anyone on the spectrum, don't be fooled into thinking, like there are places in this world where it's still so much worse. And they, then of course they went into the whole, and that's why it's so important for us to vote and make sure that we don't have those problems here. Okay. So, guest judge is Miss Nicki Minaj. Okay. When they asked Widow is she still upset with them, because of course they knew they had picked up on that vibe that she was, in her little, she was not in her little, because I would have been pissed off too, but she was upset the night before with the choreography or whatever. We also found out that Heidi spent the night at the emergency room because she had some sort of allergic reaction to something. She said it was either the detergent at the hotel or the fact that she had eaten something she had never eaten before, which was kale. Now, I tend to think it was probably the detergent. That's not to say she can't be allergic to kale, but I'm just going to tend to think that it's the detergent. Now, So Nicki Minaj is the guest judge. Nicki Minaj looked good, okay, honey? And she walked that runway, honey. She done took that runway from Rue. She could barely walk in that damn mermaid dress, but it looked good. She was sewn in there, honey, but she looked good. Now, I normally don't critique Rue. That ain't my judge, okay? If y'all want to get all the critiques of all the fashions, y'all go over to Spill It Boy's channel because he's going to break it all down. But that wig that Rue had on, that's a no for me, dog. It's a no. All right, so we had the performance. Now, let me say this. I think that, and I know they always edit it down and all that good stuff, but I think everybody did a pretty decent job. Obviously, some were better than others. The showstopper was Heidi and Widow. It is clear that not only are they great dancers and choreographers, but they were ready. They were ready, okay? So the choreography was good, you know, the verses were pretty decent, you know, again, some better than others. But I think overall for the first challenge, I think they gave them a really hard challenge to start off with. I think they did pretty damn good. I'm not getting into everybody. It was 7 of them. Nobody totally fell out on their face, okay? But like I said, the showstoppers for me were Widow and Heidi. Those were the showstoppers. Like I said, we got death drops and people on their head and break dancing and all of that. Okay. So, the runway this week was Sparkle. Okay, again. Seemed like we had Britta was first. She was first this whole episode. She came out in a jumpsuit. Now, I wrote that she looked like a mother. That she looked like, you know, a house mother, honey. Like, already on legendary status, just sitting on the sideline letting people love on her. That's what... And, I mean, it was a cute pantsuit, but that's what I put. That's what I wrote down. Crystal Method came out there as a devil clown. And, again, that's going to get old. Michelle already sort of put you on notice to say, I like it, it's cute, but I already feel like you've shown us the same thing twice, so give us something different. Y'all know Michelle only give one warning, so okay. Gigi had on a pantsuit. Now, I didn't particularly like it. It was a lime green glittery pantsuit with this black satin or, you know, shiny material. I didn't like it. The judges loved it, and she had on this helmet. Now, she's worn a helmet 3 times. And let me say this. We already getting into our picking and choosing. Now, she had a helmet 3 times, and the judges loved her, and they loved that. Now, one time did they say anything to her about, well, you didn't give us a wig. That was the easy way out. You took a shortcut. You're putting wigs on. I mean, you're putting this helmet on so you don't have to do your hair, and you're taking shortcuts. They ain't said none of that. They didn't critique none of that. Now, okay. Let her... She better not come out there next week with no damn helmet. That's all I'm saying. I better see a wig. I better see something going on with the hair. That's all I'm going to say about that this week. Heidi came out with glamour, honey. Pure glamour. Now, they weren't crazy about her hair and her makeup choices. And that's where I'm saying that I feel like that's where she's going to need the polish. I wasn't crazy about the wig. I don't know about the make. I know what she was going for with the wig. She was going for the little Betty Boop, you know, the little Betty Boop waves and all that good stuff. So I know what she was going for with it, but Jackie Cox, all I wrote once again, she gave us 60. So again, y'all, you know, I know y'all had to turn 3 looks in one episode. Well, really 4 looks in one episode, but all 4 didn't need to be the same look. That's all I'm saying. I like 60s glamour. I love it. And she looked nice in it. But I need something different. Okay? Widow had this huge Judy Jetson outfit on. Okay. Um, the judges clearly love Gigi. They they didn't really give a lot. In my opinion, they didn't give a lot of harsh critiques this time. Michelle, who's always gonna give you the harshest critique, she's the only one that really had a lot of negative things to say. Nicki Minaj was saying that she didn't like Heidi's makeup. Like I said, I already mentioned it. They said that Britta's rap felt like that they didn't really get to know too much of her personality with her rap. They said that Nicki didn't look very confident on stage. And I already told you what she said about Crystal with her makeup and everything. But other than that, I feel like overall, I feel like the critiques weren't. I really felt like this episode was like the episode before the finale type episode, because I don't feel like they were really hammering the girls. I just didn't feel like they were hammering the girls. And that's why the ending wasn't really a surprise to me. So as they were going through who was safe, everybody got, and we got down to the last two. The last two were Gigi and Widow. And I was like, Widow? Like, Gigi didn't really do it for me. But I was like, Widow? But what ended up happening was Gigi and Widow were the two tops. And they had to lip sync to be the winner, which is very reminiscent of how they do it on All Stars. So the song was Starships by Nicki Minaj. Probably one of my least favorite songs by Nicki Minaj, but okay. And immediately you see the difference in what we're looking at. Gigi is a comedy queen. Gigi reminded me of, oh shoot. Who was that queen last year that would always do comedy when she had to lip sync? But she's the comedy queen. And Widow was giving it to you. I mean, Death drops and she had a reveal. She ended up in a bikini type thing going on. She's very secure with her body, okay? Very secure with her body. And when I tell you that bitch can move, okay? She was contorting her body and splits and, honey. So, as far as who was going to win, it came down to what type of drag you like. What type of drag performance. Do you like the comedy campy, or do you like a bitch that's going to get down there and really, give you that choreography? Widow won. So that's who won last night. And she got like not tonight. And she got like a $5,000 bonus, a tip. And it just makes you wonder if that's how they're going to do the whole season, if they're going to do like the whole All-Star thing. I don't think so. I think they just kind of trying to give us something different. But nobody went home. Everybody was safe, which is what I sort of expected because of the way they were being critiqued and everything. I didn't really feel like anybody got a harsh critique. I think everybody did okay, but they certainly could have critiqued some things, and they definitely could have come up with a bottom two if they had to. So I kind of got the vibe that nobody was going home, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. Now, we had the whole Untucked thing, and really, the only really things that kind of went down with the whole Untucked was, and of course they did the whole getting to know each other, blah, 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 blah. But we had two situations. One, they brought up the Widow thing with the choreography. And what we didn't see on stage was that they did ask about the choreography. And Widow said that it was kind of hard because there was too many cooks in the kitchen. And so I want to say it was Gigi. It might have been Gigi was saying, well, you said, before when we were getting our makeup and stuff, you said that you weren't mad at us anymore. And Widow was like, I'm not mad at y'all, but at the end of the day, I didn't lie. There were too many cooks in the kitchen, which made it hard, to do the choreography. And she did the smart thing. She was letting them know, look, whether you like the choreography or not, don't put me in it. It wasn't me. I tried to help. Y'all didn't want my help. I let y'all do what y'all do. If they liked it, great. If they didn't, blame them. Don't blame me. She did the right thing. And me not being mad anymore doesn't mean that I'm not going to let the judges know how it went down. Okay? Okay. So then they're going to say something about, oh, you don't, so Britta going to say, well, girl, I don't think we would have, let them throw you under the bus. We would have stood, talked up for you. No, the fuck y'all wouldn't have. Y'all would have sat there and let them judges drag her. If they was going to drag, y'all wouldn't have said nothing. Would you really? Y'all was going to say, oh, no, don't drag her. It was us, too. You know good and damn well. And then they're going to talk about something. You don't trust us? No! And like Widow said, I don't know y'all. I don't. I don't know you to trust you. And that's right. That's absolutely correct. Everything she said is absolutely correct. I don't nobody know. I don't know you. I don't know you. The other thing was Nicki Minaj came backstage and Heidi asked Nicki, what is it about my hair and makeup that you hated? Because Nicki Minaj was like, I hate your hair and makeup. And so she asked, what is it that you hate about my hair and makeup? And the rest of the girls act like, in my mind, that's what she should have done. First of all, Nicki said, do you have any questions? I do. I want to know what it is about my hair and makeup that you don't like, because I need to know what to fix. I didn't see what was wrong with her question. She wasn't disrespectful in how she asked it. She didn't ask it with the attitude I don't feel. And I feel like she honestly just wanted to know. You know? Did I finish going through all these looks? Why y'all let me keep going and not go through all the looks? Oh, I think I missed Nikki Doll. I said she had on a silver feather outfit. Did I go through everybody, y'all? Oh. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to make sure I got everybody in. And so, but Nicki Minaj answered the question. She said, look, I'm not a makeup artist. However, you could do da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I don't think that Heidi was happy, but I think she was receptive, if that makes any sense. The other thing is they hate Heidi's name, child. They hate her name. At some point, I feel like they're going to make that girl change her name, which they know, you know, RuPaul knows what works and what doesn't work. Heidi in the closet probably, I guess it don't work. I don't know. Anyway, that's the first episode. I know my review ran a little long, but damn, the episode was 2 hours, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.